Posting on social media is honestly a mindset thing. And when I say mindset, it's because at the end of the day, you're going to post a video that's not going to get views. It's going to get 0 views, I guarantee. And if not 0 views, maybe 100, 200, 300, or if you think 1,000. But that's okay, right? Because at the end of the day, the algorithm is telling you that you need to post more. This doesn't work, change it up. So what happens is people post and they don't get views, and then they're like, oh, maybe social media is not for me. And I learned that the hard way, because at the end of the day, there were times where I posted, I'm like, is social media for me? I don't really have views, I don't get subscribers, I don't get followers. But I was looking at the wrong thing, right? Because the goal of social media is either to help, to entertain, or to inform people, right? And I wasn't really focused on none of those. I was focused on how do I grow the fastest? How do I get the most views, followers, and all of that? And since I was so focused, I was just focused so much on the outcome, right? Is it outcome dependent or independent? I forgot the term, but I was so focused on the outcome. And that's what messed me up badly, because at the end of the day, if you're so focused on the outcome, you're not improving, because you look at it like, oh, I didn't get views, oh well. No, you have to look at the process. What do I have to do to get these views, to help people, to inform, to entertain, to help my business, whatever. So you focus on some type of strategy. How do I improve every time? Do I have to post consistently? Am I only posting once a week? That's maybe why you're not growing and not getting views. And you have to look at it. Like, for example, my Instagram followers were stuck at around 55, and it started increasing because I changed the format. I started talking about different things. I started, sharing what I know that I thought would be boring, that people wouldn't like. But I realized I started getting more views when I started being me, right? Because at the end of the day, when I first started, I'm like, oh, I gotta be loud or sound like this, or no, I just had to be myself, because at the end of the day, we all have different personalities, right? You all speak a certain way, we all speak differently, but if you try to replicate someone, if you have a favorite YouTuber, you try to copy exactly, and you try to do exactly what they say, it's not gonna work, right? The only way that's gonna work is if you sound the same, like you sound very similar, you have similar personality. And even in that case, it won't work to the best of your ability. Yes, you can look at formats, you can look at YouTubers, Instagrammers, whatever. You can look at different people, you can learn how do I improve my content. And that's what I did wrong, because I just started trying to copy people. I'm like, oh, this person got viral because they did this, they said this, let me do the same exact thing. And what happened? Video flopped, right? Because not that my video was bad, most likely 100%, but it was more because my personality didn't match, right? I was being someone that I'm not. Like, I'm not this, hey y'all, everyone should do this. No, I'm more like, okay, hello, how you doing? How can I help you? We all have this aggression, we all have this sadness, we all have various, personalities and various emotions and how we express it. And someone, for example, right, and this does ties to social media, about views, about Instagram, or the algorithms basically testing your mindset, because at the end of the day, it's a consistency game, and at the end of the day, you have to keep posting. But like, for example, right, if I'm mad and John's mad as well, how do we express that? I might express my mad like, maybe I ignore people, I don't say anything, right? That's not how I express. And the other person, when they're mad, they want to get into fights. The other person, when they're mad, they want to yell. So we all express the same emotion in different ways, right? Because we're all, at the end of the day, y'all, we're all different, right? We're all different. Yes, we all have the same emotions, but the way we express it is completely different. And why I say that is because at the end of the day, that's why some people get along with you and some people don't. Not because you're a mean person. You may be a mean person, or not because you're a nice person. It's because that's how it is in life, right? And that's the same thing with social media. If you try to be someone you're not, it may work depending if that personality, people like it. But at the end of the day, you're going to feel empty, because you have to go on camera, you have to fake it till you make it. And at the end of the day, you're not going to want to do it, you're just going to want to be yourself, right? For example, like Kai Cenat, for example. You know how he was he was energetic. Imagine, let's pretend I'm not saying he was faking. Let's pretend he was just faking his personality. And then after his comeback, when he came back, that was actually his personality. Then people gonna be like, oh, you changed, you this, and this is totally different. That was just an example, right? But that's for me, right? Let's say I was yelling, excited, everything, and then I came back and then I started speaking like this. Yo, what happened, Chosen? Chosen, you changed. You're this, you're that, and people gonna be like, oh, but you changed. But at the end of the day, I never changed. That was always me. That was always my personality, right? At the end of the day, because at the end of the day, I'm not a like yelly person, or I may be funny, but I'm not like stand-up comedy to certain people, right? And my personality, I'm not very, yeah, let's do this now. I get timid, I'm nervous. When I need something, I know how to be assertive, but I'm not the most confident. I'm only confident when I need something. Let's say I want to speak to this girl, I would be confident. I know how to be confident. If I need to talk to someone to get a job, I will be confident. But if I'm like confronting someone and I don't want to confront them, or I have to confront them, I may be a little nervous because I don't want to come off wrong, because at the end of the day, the way of my words may not come out right. So there's so many ways, and while learning social media, there's so many formats to express yourself, right? I can express myself through, let's say, a caption and some music and not say a word. There's people that go viral. There's a trend where people would like make a side eye. They'll make like a side eye to you. And yeah, it's a trend, but it's like addicting watching it, because it's a trend, and there's this other trend that's going on. It's so addicting, and people like it. Like these little short videos with this relatable title or thumbnail or caption, whatever you call it, the text that you put on text, something that's extremely relatable. And since it's so relatable and it has catchy music, people like that, people watch that, people share that, because since it's so relatable, they'll share it to someone that they know, right? Not because they're trying to support you necessarily, right? You don't want people sharing your content because they want to support you. You want them to share it because either it's facts, like I said, it informs, it entertains, it helps in some type of way. Because at the end of the day, that's the purpose of social media. It's a business, right? It's to help in those factors, and it's to help people with their business. Some people use it for their business. Some people use it because they just like posting. Some people use it because they want to gain money. There's so many factors that go into social media. There's so many factors that go into content. And the first step of content is just creating the content. I tell people, oh, just create content. Oh, bro, I don't want to do it. It's okay, but if you're trying to like improve your business, you're trying to, improve so many factors in your life, social media is very important. It's like AI, right? For example, AI is trending, right? I'm not saying use AI due to the fact that it's trending, but AI really helps. Like, I'm going to be honest. I use AI almost to the daily, not because I necessarily need it, but it really helps like my life. Like, for example, there's this calorie app that I use, and it helps me. Like, I've lost significant weight, and as you may or not know, to be ripped, you have to be in a calorie deficit, and it helped me really just track what I'm doing without putting things on a scale. And I'm not saying using a scale is a bad idea. That's even more accurate. That's better. But at the end of the day, I want something that I can reach my goals without burning out and without wanting to give up, right? Like, for example, to the gym, there's some like, oh, you should go 6 days a week, 7 days a week. I'm like, no, I'm good. I enjoy my rest days, right? I love my rest days. I don't want my life to be the gym. I'm not trying to be a bodybuilder. I'm not trying to be the biggest person, right? And even then, even if you want to be the biggest person, it still takes time. I'd rather go to the gym 4 to 5 days a week consistently than going 7 days a week, 6. Because let's say you go 7 days a week. It's like you saying you're going to post content every single day. What's going to happen? You're going to get sick. You're going to miss a day. You're like, oh, I missed a day. And you're going to feel bad about yourself. But if you tell yourself in the week, I have to at least post 4 to 5 times or 3 to 4 times a week, right? And if I have time or if I have energy, then I'll go every day that week. But you have to make it. Okay, the baseline is I have to go to the gym 3 to 4 times a day. No, not a day. 3 to 4 times a week, y'all. Or I have to post 3 to 4 times a week in a week. Like I said, 3 to 4 times a week, you'll do way better because that's a baseline that anyone can follow. But 7 days a week, if you can do that, you can. But at the end of the day, there's gonna be days you're not gonna post, and I guarantee it. And thank you for watching this video, y'all.